in the world, and it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for. And if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
All right. What's going on, America? Welcome to the show. Lots of things to talk about today as Todd is doing something in the background. I don't know what he's doing. You guys can't see him, but I can. He's not in his chair. I don't know what's happening there. So that's pretty funny, actually. Are the tides turning, or are we bracing for impact? These are things that we're going to talk about today. A lot of stuff is going on. And what time is it? Literally any minute, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche is set to take on what should be a fiery time to confirm him being the permanent Attorney General. This will be interesting. We have some updates on the Tyler Robinson hearing, but it's going to be a little bit different. I want to talk to you about how much money this is going to cost, and specifically the taxpayers of Utah. I think it's going to shock some of you when it's all said and done. We've got some DHS drama. DHS now, after the latest shooting of an ICE agent literally being charged by a vehicle, an ICE agent eliminates the threat, and Mark Wayne Mullen says you need to stop stopping vehicles. Trump has now come out different than that. And then last but not least, the House yesterday passed legislation to essentially lock the clock. But my debate for you today is simply this: are we locking the right clock? We will get into all of that here in a moment. But first, we got to get business out of the way. We need every single one of you to hit that like button right now. The more you hit the like button, the more people see this after the live show. And we need every single one of you to go ahead and blow up that comment section with the American flag right now. We want to thank our sponsors. There it is at Black Rifle Coffee. My last one here for the day. On my travel here, I'll be back in the studio tomorrow. Which, thank goodness. It's all at this point. It's like, oh, I get to be back in my studio. Like this is amazing. Anyway, go to blackriflecoffee.com or scan the QR code at the top corner right here. Go support Black Rifle Coffee. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, he is here. Everybody's favorite redneck, Hot Seat Todd.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I saw your chair empty and I went,
yeah.
Oh boy.
Check your text message. Just don't read it out loud.
Anyway, hey, I was getting ready. Again, I know you guys
Kendra murder Todd?
You have no idea like how our system is set up. But what you guys see, this box of me and Todd, what we see is the box, and then there's all these boxes underneath it. And one is me, one's Todd, one's the screen of all the assets that we have and stuff. So when I'm talking, I can see Todd the whole time. And so when I started going and that sheet was empty, I was like, Todd's got all the assets on his computer. This is going to be interesting how this goes. And so I was getting ready to call Kendra. Do you have a heart attack? You know, Lindsey Graham just had one. I was like, oh God, what happened to Todd? Anyway,
you never know.
All right. So again, we told you guys that we want to kind of start to get back to normal a little bit here. So in saying that, as you guys smash that like button for us right now, Todd has found a video that I have not seen, and you can tell by his look he's super giddy about this. Let's play it. Let's find out what this is.
Yeah, you can tell by the picture this is going to start off great. All right, here we go. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong play button.
Every 2 or 3 steps here, that is when the arm starts to wrap. That is when you're pulling too much and going out. So keep leaning away from the pole, looking at that top wrist, and you can readjust the hand.
I feel like that's Jesus a little bit. You know, I get there's a whole group of women that are all about the pole dancing classes. You know, they're all about the pole dancing classes. It's not erotic. It's physical.
Make it rain, baby.
It's
Make
not
it
erotic.
rain.
It's not erotic. It's physical. Well, that seemed like some holy water dump right there. And, you know.
Can you just imagine having to explain, because this is an apartment. Can you imagine having to explain this to a landlord? Why is your apartment under 4 foot of water? Well.
Well, there you go. I mean, Jesus said, and you're healed. All right. Anyway. All right. So there we go. This next clip is from Daily Wire's Matt Fradd. And it's one of those clips where, you know, sometimes you see something and it's so powerful that you just got to play it. And so I think we'll probably go full screen for this one, Todd.
Okay.
This is a moment. And again, I don't know who this guy is. Apparently he's a really popular, you know, apologist or theologian or something like that. But the message that he gives is very powerful. He's obviously very senior in age. And it is a very powerful message about marriage, specifically to people who are thinking about getting married and or you are younger in your marriage or whatnot. It's a very powerful video. If you agree with this, I want to get some hearts going in the comment section. Let's go full screen for this video, and then we'll come back after.
What advice, I know I've asked this, but I want to take another swing at it, give you another opportunity. What advice do you have someone watching this who's newly married or who is about to be?
Do you think that when you are very old and your wife is very old and ugly and wrinkled and fat and not very bright or even nasty, that you will still find her beautiful? If so, marry her. The last view I had of my wife in the nursing home, about an hour after she died, I fell in love with her again. Here is a wasted, emaciated, wrinkled, suffering body. It's as beautiful as a crucifix. Because that body ain't going to last, but the soul is.
Ooh.
So if you don't love her soul, but just love her body, don't get married.
All right. Super powerful, man. I mean, it was, see?
I'm not gonna lie, that got me a little bit.
Yeah, man. It is a reminder that marriage, specifically the marriage that God designed, how God designed it and intended it to be, our bodies, Toby Keith has a song, I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. You know, it is this perpetual reminder. And this is one thing I've always said about Catholics. Catholics always have done, Matt Fradd is a major Catholic, obviously everybody knows this. The show is called Pints with Aquinas. Catholics have always done a very good job of, memento mori, remember we die. Like they've always done a very good job of reminding their parishioners, as they call it, hey, this life is temporary. Our bodies are temporary, all of this. And it's true, even in marriage. The way you look when you marry someone is not the way you look when it's all over, and some people age better than others, but we all eventually age and we all eventually become wrinkled and old and have problems and all of this. And, and that's why the most important thing, obviously, a physical attraction is normally the first thing that people register. Oh, that person's attractive, But it's the soul of the person is what the longevity is what takes a marriage through the longevity of life. Because there's no telling. There's no telling what life is going to throw at you. I mean, I saw Greg Abbott's post yesterday, 40 some odd years ago. He went out for a run. A freaking tree limb fell on him and he was paralyzed for 40 some odd years after that. I mean, life changes, man. Like it changes fast. It changes quick. And it is a very powerful reminder that the real commitment of marriage is not the way you look and the way that you physically appear. The real commitment is the soul, and two souls joining together to become one. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful video. Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, let me just tell you guys from somebody, because Graham fortunately has only been married once. I've been married twice. And it took me and Kendra have been married 5 years, 6 years. Yeah, 6 years now at this point. It took me 30 something years to figure out what this man is saying. Luckily for me, Kendra's aging like a fine wine, but the woman has the most beautiful soul of any human being I've ever been around, ever. And so to the men out there and the ladies, you need to find that video and you need to listen to it on repeat until it sears into your brain and into your soul. I've never heard a more true statement than what that man just said. And I figured out who he was. He's a longtime professor at Boston College.
I figured he had to be something like that.
Or Matt Pratt is a Catholic apologist. But yes.
Anyway, but again, look at it like this. Like, I mean, I don't know the man's age, but I would say he's obviously in his 80s at least, you know. And he's on a very famous podcast, still speaking the praises of his wife. And he was even telling the truth. Hey, man, not everybody ages the same way. Some people age and they get angry and they get bitter, you know, because I mean, we don't age the same way. And he was very honest about it. Sometimes his wife was nasty in the end, and it's not her fault. It's the aging of things. But he fell in love with his wife all over again. I thought that was, you know, that is really marriage. Marriage is falling. Yes. Me and Alyssa attended, and this is not a marriage episode, but we're on it. So if you don't like it, shut up. This is my show. Me and Alyssa attended a marriage conference our first year of marriage, and they had this super old couple. You got to remember, we were 22 when we got married. So we saw this 80-year-old couple. We're like, these are freaking dinosaurs up there, you know, like kind of thing. And the first thing the man said is that over the course, they've been married like 50 some odd years at this point. And he said, I've fallen in and out of love with my wife 1,000 times. And I think that that's a very real statement from anyone who's been married longer than a decade or so is, yeah, man, there are times where you don't have the butterfly feelings about your spouse. There just is, because that's a feeling, right? That's a feeling. Feelings come and go, sometimes your spouse lets themselves go. You guys on this show know I let myself go, and I had to lose like 40 pounds to get back to what I feel like my actual self looks like. Alyssa loved me through all that, you know, and everything. I was a degenerate early on in our marriage. Alyssa loved me through that because she saw the man that she thought that I could be. And I'll spend the rest of my life trying to prove to her that I can be that person. I don't think I'm there yet. But I think that's something that people throw away too quickly when there's hard times in marriage or you're not feeling it and all that other stuff. The commitment that you made before God to get through that rough patch and to get back to the back in love with them part, I think that's a major thing that people miss. And it robs you. It robs you of a amazing thing. Anyway, I'll get off my little soapbox there, but I love
one last thing.
I love my wife, and so I had to say it. Go ahead, Tom.
One last thing, and this is for both me and Graham. Somebody in the chat earlier said, well, that's easy for you to say. Both of you guys married gorgeous women, which is true.
That is true.
Which is true. I love Alyssa like she's my sister, and I see Mama in the chat right now, so she knows this. It is true, but I've known Alyssa for a very long time, and I can speak for her as well. Both of our wives, they're gorgeous on the outside, but they are even more beautiful on the inside.
Yeah,
Like,
and they put
beyond
up
a
with
shadow
us.
of a doubt.
And they put
And
up
I
with
mean,
us, which is
yeah.
not an easy thing to do.
Man,
And
come
so,
on.
Anyway, all right, we'll get off the marriage kick there, but that's again, I think that was a very powerful video. I think most married couples should save that clip on their phone.
Yeah.
And whenever you're going through a hard thing, man, you know, I've got some videos on my phone that I've saved for forever that I will never forget. One, for example, is that moment during Charlie's memorial where everybody just on their own raised the "Here I am, send me" sign, and it just took off. Like when I feel defeated, like, why am I doing this? I'll play that video. I think everybody should find that video and save it on their phone. And every time you're having a hard time or a rough patch in your marriage or whatever, just go back and play that video of that old man that at the end of the day, he just wants to tell you about his wife and that he fell in love with his wife the moment she died. I think that's a very powerful thing. And so anyway, all right, let's move on. Enough of the sappiness here. We got crap to talk about.
Let's do it.
All right. Going right from loving your wife to President Trump confirms the Space Force have cameras so advanced that they can read Muhammad's name tag if Iran tries accessing nuclear sites all the way from space. Quote, we have Space Force cameras. They can read the badge, your name, probably Muhammad. They can read your badge from space. Let's play this. Let's go.
And y'all are worried about flock cameras.
2 bombers. Had we not bombed their nuclear sites, their 3 nuclear sites, and there's another one we're looking at right now, as you know.
Pickaxe.
We're looking at Pickaxe because somebody said there's a little activity. You know, we have cameras, Space Force. We have cameras that they can read the badge. They can read your name, probably Mohammed. They can read your name on a badge from space. And every
Love this
area
man.
of Pickaxe, but the other 3 are covered.
But specifically on
if they make any move, we immediately go and do whatever we have to do. But they haven't. They were so decimated.
Some weapons experts say that the United States doesn't have the ability to strike deep enough with these bunker buster bombs at Pickaxe Mountain.
They can go deep. We have good stuff. Nobody knows about Pickaxe. By the way, nobody knows if they even are doing anything within 2 weeks.
There you go. So again, that's some updates on Iran there. And we'll skip ahead just a little bit here, Todd.
Okay.
Give me the next best clip on this Iran stuff, and then let's move on to our next thing.
Well,
because
there's only one more.
No, and I actually think that we're going to move pretty quick here because we got some stuff to talk about. So let's go.
Locations inside of Iran.
I'll save the energy targets for last, but ultimately we'll hit energy targets. Yeah. But we're going to hit them very hard tonight. We're going to hit them very hard tomorrow night. We're going to hit them very hard the night after. And then next week it gets really bad for them because next week comes the power plants. Next week comes the bridges. We're going to knock out all their power plants. We're going to knock out all their bridges unless they get to the table and negotiate.
Do you believe the Iranians are serious about making locations inside of Iran?
There you go. So we'll see what happens there. I've heard that Iran's already begging to come back to the table, but we'll see. All right, let's move on to the next thing here, Todd. Let's go.
Okay, speech.
Okay, so we've all heard that tomorrow night President Trump is going to give a speech to the nation. They didn't call it an address the nation, but isn't that the same thing? I don't know, but either way. There's been a lot of reports of what this is going to be. A lot of people believe that it's about election fraud. A lot of people think that he's going to deem the 2 Georgia senators invalid because of cheating. But other reports are going, he's going to unleash declassified intelligence documents related to election security, voting machines, and foreign influence in U.S. elections. We'll see. At this point, I don't want to speculate because I don't know. I just know it's going to be something big. It's going to be something big because the president wants to address the nation about it. And so, we'll see what happens. But comment in the comment section what you think. and let us know what you think it's going to be, because Friday we'll know. We'll know, and Friday's show we'll talk all about it. What this speech is going to be about. All right, next I see AOC in here. I'm already irritated. What is this? AOC argues networks have, quote, ethical obligation to not air Trump's upcoming speech about elections.
Shut up.
That, of course, if this is about election integrity, then of course the dumbest Democrat who's probably going to run for president in 2028 doesn't want the world to see or hear it. She also had another thing. It was weird. AOC was all over the internet yesterday. Everybody was interviewing her. One was, it was TMZ asking stupid questions like they always do to like members. And they asked, what's her favorite Godfather movie? Godfather 1 or Godfather 2? She says, I haven't seen either one. Automatically, chick, you're dead to me. Like, I can't trust someone who hasn't seen The Godfather at all. But either way, moving on. They put me in a weird position because after that, then they asked her about Mitch McConnell. She makes a very valid point. She's like, I think it's insane that we have members of the House or Senate that can just freaking disappear for weeks at a time and no one knows if they're alive, if they're dead, or whatever. She's got a point there. And so Republicans, hey, look, man, we got to look ourselves in the mirror. And this is why I have made it so vocal about whoever this next senator for South Carolina needs to be. It cannot be a 70-plus-year-old person. We need younger people to take office because she's right about that. Freaking Mitch McConnell is... They showed a photo of him holding up a newspaper with that date like it's some sort of proof of life from a ransom video. Like it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And here's the deal. I'm not saying, yes, things happen, people get sick and that. But when you're at a point when you are so old and so feeble that you are legit in an assisted home to get well, it is time to vacate the seat and have the governor name an interim until the special election and all of this, because this is crazy. It is insane to me. Do congressmen and senators have to take a physical? Do we know that? Like the president does? Do they have to take a physical?
I don't know, but I just looked this up, and that's why I told you to keep talking. This is very surprising that the median age in the House of Representatives, Democrats is 57.6 years old, Republicans 57.5. In the Senate, Democrats is 66 years old, Republicans are 64. That's just, y'all, we got to have
crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Look, how do I say this the right way? Let me try to think in real time. If you ask any honest person that is of Social Security age, do they know or understand the needs of the country as it relates to 18-year-olds up until their age?
No.
Any 65-plus-year-old, comment in the chat yes or no if you think they do. Any 65-plus-year-old will tell you, I have no idea what 30-year-olds are doing right now. I have no idea.
I'm 43 and I still don't know what this means or this.
But outside of like societal jokes and things, like there is a natural divide there. And this is why I am pro term limits. I think 12 years for a senator is long enough. Two terms as a senator. Like I truly believe that. You get 2 terms. That's 12 years. 12 years. Yep. A whole generation almost finishes high school by the time a senator would do 2 terms. Fine. You want to make it 3 terms, 18 years? Okay, fine. That's a whole generation. You see what I'm saying? That is a whole generation from birth to graduating high school and can raise their right hand and serve the military. That's a whole generation. Do you understand the craziness of that? 3 terms as a senator is an entire generation. A new generation comes through.
Like,
this is what I mean. Like we can't keep doing this. Go ahead, Todd.
I don't understand why we just don't adopt the same concept that we do with the Department of War with members of the United States military. Like, you have to be out by your 60th birthday. You have to be gone. I don't understand that the people, and I understand, you know, war fighting versus, you know, sitting and talking and signing documents. I get it, but term limits, age limits, all of that needs to be in there for the very reason that you said. Like Bernie Sanders can't compare to a 30-year-old. Doesn't understand what a 30-year-old. I'm 43 and I can't do it. So no.
Yeah, and again, I'm not saying like have babies in the Senate. That's not what I'm saying. But also think about who formed the country. You know what I mean? Like think
Youngins,
young people formed the country. I don't know. I think there's a huge disconnect in all of this. And you know, yeah, I get the physical stuff, and yeah, Todd's right. Like, if people want to get back in the military, you have to be able to hit 20 years before your 60th birthday or whatever it is, like that, to be able to get back in. But I would argue cognitive decline, sometimes they're not one and the same. Physical decline sometimes goes first. Sometimes cognitive decline goes first. The president has to take a physical all the time because he's the president. And it has to be released, the findings of that physical, all the time. Okay, Mitch McConnell could not pass a physical.
No.
Right? If Lindsey Graham was required to take a physical all the time, and I'm not here to play Monday morning quarterback, might have found out that he had a aortic dissection. And, you know, because, yeah, part of the physical when you get older is EKGs and all that other kind of stuff. Like, that's my point. Like, are they required to take physicals? And, you know, we should be allowed to know if our representatives are physically capable of being a representative, or our senators and all this stuff. Governors, same way. I just have a problem with it. I don't understand.
Here's another factoid for you. The First Continental Congress, the average age was 44 years old. Edward Rutledge was 24. John Jay was 28. John Adams was 38. George Washington, 42. Patrick Henry, 38. Stephen Hopkins was 67. He was the oldest. And Sam Adams, 52. So we've gone from mid 40s to 137. So if it worked then, it can work now. We gotta have a maximum age. You know, by the time you reach a certain age, it's time to go.
Yeah, and again, for honest discussion in the chat, T. Ellison 10. At 66 years old, I pray that you get to be my age and have someone your age now tell you that you are too old to think and have become stupid. Have the day you deserve. Question in the chat. Did I say that?
That's not what we're saying, ma'am.
No. I want the chat. Like, is that what I said? I don't think that's what I said. I asked about the divide between Social Security age to the working class. That's what I said. I at no point did I say that you were too dumb and too old to think. That is not what I said at all. And the fact that you just reacted that way kind of proves the point that I'm trying to make. You don't represent the now working force of the American people. Like, you kind of exactly just proved my point there. That's what I mean. Instead of listening to what the current working force is saying, you take the approach of, well, you're 66, so you know better than us, and how dare we say anything? That's what I mean, man. Once you get to a certain age, you get to this point where you believe us youngins, 40-year-olds, don't know what we're talking about, and how dare we tell you anything? That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, that is and you kind of prove my point, is what I'm saying.
Members of Congress are not required to pass a physical examination or meet any ongoing medical fitness standard as well.
And I think that's crazy. I think for a job as important as a congressman or congresswoman or a senator or a governor or lieutenant governor, president, vice president, jobs that important, Secretary of War, Secretary of State, like all this stuff, I think that's crazy. I think that's nuts. I just do. I think it is insane that not to downgrade anybody's service at all. A cook in the Army has more physicals to make sure that they're physically fit to be a cook in the Army than our senators. Like that. That's
insane. And to the Peckerwood in the chat that says, is Trump too old? He takes an annual physical, and I dare you to work his schedule. I couldn't work it.
Trump is a freak of nature. Again, look at the difference between Joe Biden and his age and Trump, his age. Like, I'm not saying everyone's created equal. I said, take a physical. Like, that's what I said. Take a physical. Take a physical. Once you get a certain age, if you're serving in a public official capacity, you got to take a physical once a year, dog. Sorry, you got to. Oh, that's inconvenient. Well, don't freaking serve in office. Sorry. I mean, that's part of it, man. Like anyway. All right, moving on. I think that person's comment that I offended. Every time I talk about the Social Security age, they get bent out of shape. You
taxes and Social Security.
Social Security specifically. When I talk about people that are pulling Social Security, they get real bent out of shape. Oh, you're going to be real upset about a chapter in my new book because it is specifically targeted to what just happened in this conversation right here. A bunch of blame game. Us young people don't know anything. I would argue that people like me that have served in the realms that I've served in, that has fought in the areas that I would argue I know more than you ever will, sir or madam, however that is. But you know, us youngins don't know nothing. Okay. All right. Sure. That's my point. That's my point entirely. Rant over, moving on.
Yes. We love you, old people.
I never said that I don't like people that are over 65. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we're talking specifically about people that are serving as senators and congressmen and congresswomen, governors, secretaries, president, all of this. That's what I'm talking about. And freaking Social Security drawers like freaking lost their mind. They heard 65 and they just boop, they beeped out everything. I can't
now get off my lawn.
Drives me nuts. Golly, dude. That's what I'm talking about. This is the stuff, man. Anyway, let's talk about something that person probably doesn't understand, and that's Rumble Wallet. While we're at it, let's talk about crypto. You want to piss me off? All right, let's go. All right. Let's talk about the Egyptian hieroglyphics that you're seeing right now called the internet. This is Rumble Wallet. If you want to hedge your money and actually take control of your finances, you should invest in this thing called crypto. That's crypto. All right. Crypto is a digital currency. I know you're the same group that when they put the chip in the debit cards, you just about had a panic attack. And you thought it was the mark of the beast. Yes, I know, the same people. Go to rumblewallet.com or rumble.wallet.rumble.com/Graham, or simply go into your app store. For those of you that are so old that you got offended by my last statement, the app store is the little box on your iPhone that says App Store. That's what the app store is. You can go there and there's this little box that says search inside the app store. You can type in search and you can type in Rumble Wallet and it'll pop up right there. This is true financial freedom. Go and get the Rumble Wallet right now. That's got to be the greatest ad read of all time. I submit that to the ad read awards. That's not a thing, but it should be. You're welcome, everybody. Look, man, you want me to be mean? I can be mean. You will never out-mean me. I promise you. You will never do it. You will never beat me. So do not come at me with some bull crap like that. That is the craziest crap I've ever heard.
My stomach hurts.
Jeez almighty, man. You can't even have a conversation. Can't even have a conversation without the Social Security age getting pissed that you would dare say anything. Like, how dare you?
Have I told you lately just how much I love you?
Dude,
because it's a lot.
If people knew, here's the thing, people find me offensive. Or brash. If people knew how much I dial back every single day, dude, just don't do it. Like, why? All right. Moving on. Jeez, let's talk about something that's really going to piss you off. This is new information about the Titan. No, I want to go Tyler Robinson case. We got 26 minutes left. All right. Freaking Social Security stuff all day. It's what it always is, the Social Security folks. All right, moving on. Not all of you, select few. All right. The Dear America people that if I'm not talking to you, I'm not talking to you. You know who I'm talking about. All right. Let's go down. I don't want to read this. Let's go down. I think this is a video. Should be a video. That's why I don't want to read it. What the heck is that? I thought I sent in a video in the chat. Hold on. Go in the chat, Todd. It should be a video in there. Hang on. Bear with us. Technical problem here. Why do I have a gap? Maybe I didn't. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. It's in there. Hang on. Let me send it to you right here. This is what I want because people need to see this.
Send it to me.
I am right here. All right. There you go. You got it. All right. So let's pull that up. All right. So breaking revelations have happened in the Tyler Robinson case. And despite Candace Owens' claims that she has another dream and all of this, this has to do with actual practical things that most people never talk about. And that is what happens when a person can't afford their own defense. Well, it says it in their Miranda rights. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you. But the same goes with the state. And so this is a breaking report of how much money this is going to cost the Utah taxpayers just to try this case. Here we go. This is New York Post. Just play it. Just play it. Let's go. I stalled long enough. Play the video.
The trial of accused Charlie Kirk assassin Tyler Robinson is already costing a fortune. Legal experts estimate the case could end up costing Utah taxpayers more than $10 million to defend. That figure is just staggering. Now, Robinson has been declared indigent, meaning the state is responsible for paying his legal team. Anyone who's watched Law and Order should be familiar with this whole concept. It's part of his Miranda rights. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. But what's unique here is the sheer size of adjudicating this particular case. The Utah County Commission has already approved $1 million for both prosecution and the defense, and officials have asked the state for even more funding. One expert the Post spoke to says the biggest expense isn't necessarily the trial itself, it's what comes after. If he's convicted and sentenced to death, years of mandatory appeals would require specialized attorneys, driving the cost even higher. And legal experts also say Robinson's defense team has filed a series of motions challenging everything from media access to the prosecution itself. It's a common strategy in death penalty cases, done both to delay the proceedings and to increase the chances of negotiating a plea deal that takes capital punishment off the table. But delays mean time, and time is money. Lots of it, apparently.
Whoa.
All right. So I want to bring everybody's memory back to what the defense actually did during the pretrial. All of the talk about forensic evidence and everything like that, freaking Michael Burt was his name, the former Menendez trial lawyer. It was all about reading, PSAT dialogues, Department of Justice, legal wordings that they're allowed to use versus not allowed to use. There was no pushing back against the evidence. It was more like, so did you do this in your report? Okay, so you did follow this. Did you do this? Blah, blah, blah. And it was just so trivial, and it was so time consuming. It was so this. It's because they get paid by the hour.
$295 per hour to be exact.
It's because they get paid by the hour. And it's because they essentially have a blank check written to them by the state of Utah. And this is a balancing act for both the state and the defense. So, the other thing to watch here is going to be after September 1st, when they have the oral arguments of whether or not probable cause has been established, which again, if I may be blunt, Judge Graff is a newer judge. The fact that he has pushed this till September 1st to make a decision on whether or not probable cause has been established is either A, inept, or B, he just is so afraid of making a mistake This is obvious probable cause. The bar is so low, so low. Even if you're a Candace fan and you think Tyler Robinson's a patsy and all this, he's not. But let's just say hypothetically you believe that to be true. Even you have to admit the probable cause bar has been met to go to trial. Like it just is. The probable cause is so low to meet that bar. But here's the thing. Tyler Robinson and his defense haven't even entered into a plea yet, which is also, bless you, highly unlikely, highly unusual. Most people, I looked it up. I was like, what's the normal time frame for people to enter into a plea of either guilty or not guilty? 24 to 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
By the time this September 1st hearing happens, we will be 9 days shy of a year since Charlie was shot. 9 days shy of a year, and the normal is 24 to 48 hours. I firmly believe that after September 1st, and this is moved to trial, I firmly believe that the defense is going to go to the prosecution, the state, and they're going to try to enter a plea of guilty with no possibility of parole to remove the death penalty. I truly believe that's what's going to happen. Now, I have no idea who has the final say-so on all that. I'm not saying it's not possible. Obviously, it is possible. I would be highly shocked if they enter in a plea of not guilty. I think they're going to enter in a plea, try to enter in a plea deal with the state.
Yeah.
To get the death penalty taken off the table. If you agree with that comment, yes or no. And again, I don't know what happens after that. I'm not a lawyer. If we have any lawyers in the chat, you guys tell me. I mean, I don't know what the state does. I don't know who has the final say so. If it's Erica, if it's the state.
Well, no, I know that. I know that. The judge can accept it. Now, Erica's opinion is heard, but as far as a plea deal goes, the judge, the prosecution, and Erica's opinion. But the final say so is the state. That is the final say whether they accept the plea or not.
Well, there you go. And so anyway, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. What was even more interesting was Candace's new theory now. Now that all the evidence has come out and all of this, Candace's new theory is that it was never Charlie, that this whole thing actually is because of her. It was never about Charlie. It was never about any of it, that the whole thing is about her. You guys ever seen that meme? It's a person looking in a mirror and it's like, you get in there and you make this about you. Just play the clip because it's almost beyond parody at this point, and we're just going to play it and we're going to let it speak for itself, and then we're going to move on. Just there you go, play it.
I know what my gut has told me about the situation from the moment that it took place. I know what beyond my gut and beyond my dreams, the statement from Andrew Colbert, it was supposed to be you. Was it? Was it? Is it fair to ask if it's plausible that when Charlie was taken to the Hamptons, the phone call no one wants to address from Bibi Netanyahu, is it fair to ask the question if it was literally supposed to be me who was supposed to be back on tour with Charlie? Did he say no to killing Candace Owens? And then did he become a liability because he said no? What did Charlie turn down from Bibi Netanyahu while Erica was there? Again, the people that were present don't even want to acknowledge the phone call. I only got an acknowledgement that it happened from Erica in person, who then said, oh, he was just following up on a letter. That
all right, that's enough. Really? That's enough. I am a free speech person, and I've talked to a lot of people about this on the tech side of things and stuff like this. And we've talked about the fact that the morality has left the building. We've talked about the fact I am a Second Amendment guy all the way, but what can you not do? You can't, even in a constitutional carry state, you can't walk around, take your gun out, and start waving it around at people in an open area. Correct? Correct? Comment yes or no. You can't do those things, right? Like you can't. You will be shot immediately. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just true. If I saw somebody waving their gun around at people in public, I mean, what are law-abiding citizens going to think at that point, right? So the same thing with the First Amendment. Like, at what point do we get to a point where it is obvious what she's saying, and not just her, what other people are saying is putting other people's lives in danger? This past episode, she tried to say like, oh, these people want to talk about death threats. I get more death threats than anybody. But you're the cause of your own death threats. And again, I am not justifying death threats. I think every single one of these people that send in death threats should be getting knocks on their door by the police, 1,000,000%.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are the cause of other people getting death threats, like, isn't that inciting violence? Like, don't all of the rules on social media say you can say whatever you want now? Thank you, President Trump, but you can't incite violence? Like, and so that's my question. Like, at what point does this conversation go into inciting violence against other people? I don't know, man. I mean, again, I leave it up to the masses here, but to me, it really feels like we have crossed over into a territory that just can't. I don't know if we can come back from it. And so, anyway, go ahead, Todd.
Well, that statement right there, made by Candace, proves what we already know. She was no friend to Charlie Kirk. Like, if anybody would have asked Charlie or hinted, hey, I'm going to kill somebody, even regardless if it was Candace or some plumber that lived across the street, Charlie would have immediately acted on it, would immediately called law enforcement. If it was Candace, he would have called the FBI. He would have immediately jumped on it. One thing he wouldn't have done is stayed quiet about it. So that statement right there is a statement against Charlie Kirk's character, not some conspiracy theory BS. So I can't say it on this show. I'm trying to be a good boy.
All right. So let's move on. So a video has surfaced of a Marine, former Marine, whatever. He's in uniform. And a video has surfaced of this Marine in uniform. Well, actually, let's go to the Marine Corps statement first. So the Marine Corps has started the investigation into this, and this is what the Marine Corps had to say. The Marine Corps is aware of the disturbing statements made by William Upham, who was medically discharged on May 30th, 2025. The comments made by Upham are a direct violation of the oath he swore to uphold and are not in keeping with the service's values. Okay, so now let's listen to what he has to say while in his uniform.
There is no doubt in my mind that the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, is the Antichrist. He is a false Messiah, and he is your enemy, and he must be killed. There is no doubt.
Wow.
Lock him up. Lock him up. If he has VA, just take it all away.
Oh, it's all gone.
Like
it's all gone.
Bye. See you later. Secretary of the Navy. What's his name? Chung. I can't remember what his name is. Reposted the Marine Corps thing. Let's go to Secretary of the Navy. I know he made a statement. I want to see what it said.
His name is Hung Kao.
Hung Kao. Thank you. Okay. Again. All right. So no disrespect. I just didn't remember. All right. So he made a statement. I think he shared the Marine Corps post and made a statement with that. Just go to his official page, the Secretary of the Navy page. And anyway, if you believe that this guy should be locked up and lose all his VA disability,
every bit of it,
if he has one, comment yes or no. There you go. Unacceptable. He is no longer a Marine and does not represent our values or ethos. So not only, now they're talking about stripping him of the title of Marine as well. And so there you go. You should. Again, people that served, man. I mean, again, as two people that served, like, we forget our place a little bit. Just because you serve doesn't mean that you get, like, you know.
Well, this was stupid on multiple levels.
Multiple levels, yeah.
Like, because this guy was discharged on May 30th. This statement was made after. Take your uniform off. Like, if you want to say something stupid like that, by putting the uniform on and making a statement like that, you just forfeited, possibly, I can't say for sure, but you could have possibly forfeited any retirement benefit, any VA benefit, any health care benefit that you incurred after your if you want to be a libtard on TikTok, that's fine. Do you, boo-boo. Take your uniform off.
Well, but again, this goes back to what I'm talking about. I am a free speech guy. Can't like what is the line? What is the line of what
that right there?
But again, somebody put it in the comment section. I thought it was very powerful. The line is depending on what side of the line you're on. The line is dependent of what side of the line you're on. If you're on the side of we're trying to be as moral as humanly possible, I feel like we've crossed that line a long time ago in a lot of different categories at this point. And it's not just Candace. It's everything. We talk about people in Congress need to tone down the rhetoric because of assassination culture, all this stuff. Where's the line, and at what point do we take responsibility for the fact that we're not contributing to open dialogue? We are contributing to assassination culture. Where's the line? Where's the point? All right, real quick, DHS, Mark Wayne Mullen, go straight to him making the decision. Mark Wayne Mullen personally makes the decision after ISIS' latest incident. That's way too long. I'm just going to read it. Way too long. I'll just read the highlights here. DHS Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen personally gave the order for ICE agents to suspend all, quote, non-urgent vehicle stops. Susan Collins confirms. This is total capitulation to the left. ICE arrests will drop off a cliff just as leftist terrorists demanded. Illegals now sprint to the driver's seat and run. I agree. This is a huge misstep by Mullen. And he's tested my patience, man, real bad. And the president had something to say about this, putting a True Social post out just this morning saying the men and women of ICE are doing a great job, one that has to be done. Crime is way down in America, in many cases with numbers that haven't been seen in decades. The open border policy of Sleepy Joe Biden allowed 25 million people to pour into our country unchecked and unvetted. Many were criminals, and we have to get them out. In order to do this, we must be strong, tough, and smart, and we cannot give up one of ICE's most important and effective crime-fighting tools, the traffic stop. Once we do, we are playing right into the criminals' hands. The radical left Democrats would like to see this done, but it won't happen on my watch. ICE, be judicious, fair, and smart, and go back and do your very important job. Keep those crime stat records coming. Remember, you are loved and respected in America. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump, a complete rebuking of Secretary Mullen. And I agree. It's insane that order even got put out. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Mullen is so afraid of getting Christie gnomed that anytime any kind of thing happens, he immediately does the back off thing. And that is not a leader, man. That is a reactive person. This is Porter czar Tom Homan. We'll play him really quick. Then we'll get into the very serious debate to end the show about the block the clock. All right, here's what Tom Homan had to say.
Was my understanding the officers involved in these shootings are well trained. They're not a part of that new hires. So, I looked at just before I did this interview, Griff, I asked ICE to give me the training curriculum for the academy. And there's an extensive vehicle stop training, much like the Border Patrol has. So, again, we'll let this play out where it is. But I think ICE is going to continue doing record arrests, record removals. And this is, I wouldn't even call it bumping the road. I mean, this is going to be a short-term review. So ICE feels comfortable that their agents are safe. They're doing the right thing. and get back to, doing what they do best, which is, making vehicle stops. But like I said, I'll say it again, but there are options during this short time period to arrest a land before he gets in a moving weapon and arrest him after he stops. There are various stops. I've arrested aliens in all sorts of conditions in my career, and every arrest is different. All the extenuating circumstances for that arrest are different. And the agents are well trained to make those decisions. I think they're making the right decisions.
There you
go. Hey, bring back the traffic stop. Let ICE do their job. FBI, all this stuff, like they've all adopted this slogan, let cops be cops. When you let cops be cops, record stats pop up, from deportations to murder rate droppings to all this other stuff. Let cops be cops. The end. All right, we want to end this day out on a little bit of a more debate note. The House yesterday passed the legislation to make daylight savings time permanent nationwide, ending the twice-a-year clock changes by a 308 to 117 vote. That is a butt-kicking of a vote. Backed by President Trump, the bill now heads to the Senate. If approved and signed into law, Americans would no longer have to change their clocks. The debate we want to have today to end this is, do you agree with the daylight savings time being permanent, or do you think that standard time needs to be permanent? This is the winter months if daylight savings time is the one that's made permanent. Sunrise close to where we live in the Atlanta region would be 8:42 in the morning. That's sunrise. Like, that's not when the sun's all the way up. That's sunrise.
That's peaking.
That's where it's like, hello, I'm here. Like, like kind of thing. And then sunset is at 6:51. I am all for locking the clock. I am a standard time person.
Yes.
Because that is the way that it actually is. Like, that is how the earth actually works. Standard time. Before we had clocks, people woke up with the sun. That's how they woke up. And so that's why they call it standard time. And then if you're on the West Coast, it's even crazier. Up in Seattle, 8:52 is the sunrise. Sunset is at 5:45. I'm all about locking the clock. I think that this is not the right time. And so I think it needs to be standard time. I think we need to lock the clock at standard time. Oh, the sun comes up too early and it gets dark too quick. That's the earth. That's how it's supposed to go. Like,
blame the sun.
Blame God. Don't blame me. Like that's how it goes. And man, like, I don't want to be at work at 9 o'clock and it's freaking
dark.
Yeah, dawn happening out there. Like, what are we talking about? This is anyway. This is my point. This is such an American thing to do. Hey, we're going to fix this clock nonsense because it's insane. But we're gonna lock the time that's actually not the way that the Earth actually works. We're going to do that. So we're gonna fix the changing of the clock things, the spring forward and the fall back, but we're going to lock it with the time that's actually not how the earth actually works. That's not how. So it's such an American thing to do.
It's so weird. I'm just going to tell you, like, I feel for you people who live in the Omaha, Nebraska area, because when we were at the College World Series, it was 9 o'clock at night and I could still see, like, the sun was still like not fully gone. And I was like, am I in Alaska? Like,
somebody just said, we might as well just call it America time, because that's where we're headed. It's America time.
America time.
Crazy,
look, man.
And I get it, man. People I like it when the sun's up longer. Okay. That's called summertime. That's when it's winter. When it's winter, that's when the earth is furthest away from the, you know what I mean? Like making its rotation around, like that's when it's winter for us. We're turning around from the sun there. What?
Arizona, the comment here from Reese, Arizona.
They don't change the time. But what that does is so Arizona makes it weird. So like right now, Arizona is 3 hour difference from East Coast. In the winter, it's 2 hour difference from East Coast. 'Cause they don't lock they don't change the time.
So are we going with Arizona or the opposite? Which I'm confused. I'm confused.
Well, no, it's just all of the states would just stick to what it is now. So East Coast would always be 3 hours ahead of Arizona.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because if they lock it the way the time is right now, Arizona right now is 3 hours ahead. And so it'd stay the same, right? Because Arizona's 3 hours ahead or behind us.
Arizona's on standard. Arizona's on standard time. So,
well, no, Arizona's just, they don't change the clock.
yeah.
And so in the fall, they're 2 hours behind. In the summer, they're 3 hours behind. So again, I get people liking daylight. We got a raid to Dan here, but comment in the comment section what you like. Do you like daylight savings time, or do you think it needs to be standard time? I agree. We need to lock the clock. It's insane. It's stupid. It's dumb. But
it's just more math I have to do, which is terrible.
But why are we not doing it the natural way of the earth is my question. Well, I like it where it's daylight longer. Okay, great. You get that in the summer. It gets darker quicker in the day during the winter because that's called winter time. It's like I like it when it's colder. Okay, that's called winter. It's hotter in the summer. You know what I mean? It's hotter in the summer and the days are longer. It's colder in the winter and the days are short. You see what I'm saying? That's what I don't understand. That's what I don't get. I think it should be standard time. I think it should be the natural rhythm of humans on the earth. Like when the sun comes up, people get up. When the sun goes down, people start to go to sleep. You know, I mean, that's just kind of how.
And wait, here's what's going to happen. All of these libtards that don't want to work, now that the sun's coming up at 9, they're like, no, I'm not coming in at 7 o'clock in the morning no more because the sun's not up. I'm coming to work when the sun's out. So I'm coming to work at 10 instead of just, this makes my head hurt.
Anyway, that's all we got for today's episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to do us a favor and hit that like button. The more you hit the like button, the more people see this after the live show. Leave us a comment in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. What?
You pissed off a lot of people today. This is more thumbs down than I've seen during a live. All the old people on Rumble hate you.
Hey, man. I stand by what I said. I didn't say they were too dumb like that person said. That's not what I said. I said, if you're serving in office, I'm not getting back into it. Go back and rewind the tape. You can listen to what I had to say. All right, Todd, let's pray for people.
Let's do it.
That are so old in the chat, they'll forget we prayed anyway. Let's do it.
Man, you can't say that before I pray, man. You can't say that before I pray.
I told you, do not get into a battle with me like that.
Let me get in the right spiritual space.
Please.
All right.
All right. Let's pray this thing out. Let's go.
Father, we love you. We love you that we have the ability to come on this show. We love you that we have the ability to come in front of our microphones and cameras and poke fun and laugh and have a good time, Lord. And I know that you are the most happy when your children are at play and having a good time. And Father, we just appreciate you. We appreciate the fact that you woke us up this morning. We appreciate the fact that you give us the strength, the ability, and the courage to go out there and to speak your name with boldness and confidence. And Father, if there is anybody out there that has a need, whether it be medical, whether it be financial, marital, spiritual, Lord, I ask that you send your Holy Spirit to meet those needs and reveal the true loving God that you are to these people. And Father, especially, we thank you for your son, Jesus Christ, who made the ultimate sacrifice and took the punishment that we rightfully deserved. And 3 days later, you rose him from the grave to prove that not only he had power over death, but it locked in our ability to spend an eternity with you just by acceptance. Father, we love you and we thank you and we ask all these things in your son's name, and may all God's people say amen.
Amen. All right. That's all we have for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to hit that like button for us. Again, the more you hit the like button, the more people see this after the show. And leave us a comment in the comment section. I can't wait to read them today. And if this is your first time watching,
I
make
ain't reading
sure
them.
to hit that subscribe button. Todd, say goodbye.
I will not see y'all at 3 because I have an appointment today. I will try to get back for the last word in our devotional in the evenings. Love you, miss you, mean it, guys. Have a great day.
All right. And as always, I'm Graham Allen. Stay awake, not woke. Trust in God, not the government. And as always, stay free.